Lenten Devotions for Monday, March 28th, 2022. In the Moravian daily text, the watchword for today says, "Now there was a great wind, so strong that it was splitting mountains and breaking rocks in pieces before the Lord. But the Lord was not in the wind. And after the wind, an earthquake, but the Lord was not in the earthquake. And after the earthquake, a fire, but the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire, a sound of sheer silence." 1 Kings 19, verses 11 and 12. The accompanying doctrinal text reads as follows. Jesus said to Nicodemus, "Do not be astonished that I said to you, you must be born from above. The wind blows where it chooses, and you hear the sound of it, but you do not know where it comes from or where it goes." John 3, verses 7 and 8. In this Lenten season, let us hear what God will say to us through today's watchword. 1 Kings 19, verses 11 and 12 has as its preamble the story of a frightened prophet named Elijah. All the other prophets of the time had been killed, and he was the last one remaining, and therefore, naturally, he feared for his life, so he ran. Unfortunately, or fortunately, as the feeling goes, we cannot run from God. God asked him what he was doing there. Elijah explained his fear and why he was hiding. Then God reminded him of who he was and what he was capable of doing in the rushing wind, the trembling earthquake, and the raging fire. At this point, however, Elijah needed a calmer approach, and that is what God gave him in the still, small voice. The power in the quiet is what we all need sometimes to be rejuvenated, to calm our fears, and to get us back on track. A lot of us have lost our way along the road to God. Similarly, we are now coming out of a quiet moment, a respite in the form of the COVID-19 experience in 2020 and 2021, where the entire world was on pause from its usual fast pace. God speaks to us in many ways, and his communication is very intentional. He knows just what we need, when we need it, and he knows how to give it to us. There's a time and place for everything. God often speaks to us through simple, ordinary, everyday experiences such as nature, worship, song, and others' accounts, rather than grandiose miracles. God spoke to Elijah in the way he needed at that moment, in a calming, gentle voice. It may not be what we are accustomed to, but it's exactly what was needed to get him back on the road with his faith intact. Sometimes we forget who he is and just need a reminder. He speaks to us in ways we can certainly hear and respond. Let us pray. Life and light and maker of all, turn our hearts to you and to one another. Fulfill the promise of your word, the voice given to your dream of a world radiant and running over with the knowledge of you. In the words of Fanny Crosby, "I am thine, O Lord. I have heard thy voice, and it told thy love to me. But I long to rise in the arms of faith and be closer drawn to thee." Amen.